What's up, party people? Yeah, it's funny. The the opposing lawyer, right? Am I should specify which case. There's several. The good news is I'm the moving party in all three cases. I'm the litigant, right? I am the plaintiff in all of my cases, which is great because, as a 44-year-old man, you don't want to be on the other side of it. Not that I have been too much, but pretty much my whole life, it's been me getting arrested by the police and, having to defend myself for, whatever the thing is that I did, which in all reality, I probably did something that was stupid. You know what I mean? But I go to court and I defend myself and I don't have any convictions on my record, right? I'm 44 years old. So the opposing lawyer said that Mr. Kimball might be facing some legal troubles, and then that bitch quit. She said she had a breakdown in the relationship with her client. Then she fucking dipped out. So I where was I going with that? Well, I'm bringing more charges. I don't know if I can make anything stick, but I'm going to be filing criminal charges against the mother again. I already have uh, an assault hearing in Belchertown on the 14th. That's with a judge magistrate, I believe. Um, and my initial, I filed the assault charges in, or attempted to, in on Elm Street, uh, in I forget what town, but I feel like it was the proper venue to file in, and the the clerk, the head of the clerk's office, I forget his title, Tim something. He just rejected it. So now we're gonna file sexual assault charges against the mother. Um, Not that I have proof, right? I don't have proof, but there's a preponderance of evidence standard, um, you know, and I just have to speak out. You know what I mean? Like nobody thinks that what my son did is normal, except for the people that are involved in the court. And DCF's crazy, right? I called DCF yesterday, and check this shit. Their protocol is, you know, if somebody calls in and they complain about whatever that has to do with my son, and DCF screens it out, I don't get a phone call, right? They don't call the parent, and then if DCF determines that they think the parent would do something that could, right, hurt the child, they're not going to notify the parent either. So DCF did see, and I haven't read through their policies and their training manuals and things like that, but uh, my understanding from what it appears is that DCF can do whatever the fuck they want. And that's kind of a national conversation right now, right? With DCF and kids. So when DCF is allowed to make judgment calls about information, like dangerous information that affects children, and they're keeping parents in the dark, um, and I told her this, the person I talked to, Nina, no, not Nina, what's her name? Nivea. Nivea Cologne Basario or something like that out of Holyoke. I was like, you guys have way too much power and authority. Like, that's not okay. It's not okay for you to make those kind of decisions. What if you're wrong about the parent? Like you're like, oh, I'm not gonna give this parent critical information about the child because we think this person's a danger or a threat, right? Like all those soccer moms that the FBI put on the FISA 702 watch list or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Um, you guys need to wake up and This isn't gonna stop. It's not gonna go away. It's not like you're gonna wake up tomorrow morning and the government's gonna decide to do the right thing. They're not. Okay. All they're gonna give you is some bullshit on the TV to pacify you and make you think that everything's okay. That's the best you got. And you need to stop holding on to that because the reality is, the TV is not real, right? Everything you see on there is not real. Uh, what is real are you and your kids, you know? And so your retirement is shit. All the money you have in your 401k is garbage. Um, you could live the nicest life, whatever life that is for you. You could live in the woods, or you could live in a big house, or a small house, or a tiny apartment, or you could do all the things that you think are great, and you could leave your kid millions of dollars. That doesn't mean shit. If we don't fundamentally change our society, our kids don't have a chance. That's just a fact. Look at where we're at right now. Look at how many people are struggling just to get by. It's ridiculous. It's absolute nonsense. Money's fake and gay. It's a fake tool used to control. And so all of us, I'm doing the same thing, right? Like I'm going to work too. Um, we're heads down and we're not paying attention or addressing the problem. And avoiding the problem is only going to make the problem get worse. You know, they wanted to label us conspiracy theorists and crazy and paranoid and schizophrenic and crazy, all these things. But we're more right than wrong. In fact, we fucking nailed it. Uh, and the conversation is just not going to go away. You guys who are in denial and you want to keep avoiding it, like like accountability is not going to happen. Listen, if they were going to nuke us, they would have already done it, and they might. I mean, maybe they can. Maybe they don't even have the capability. Maybe it's just a threat, right? Regardless, we shouldn't be silent. Nobody should just be um, passively taking this and not asking questions. We'll get there. I can't tell you what to do. You got to go inward. You got to figure out who you are, what you stand for, what's important to you. Do you care about life? If you're not a parent, it's so funny. Like I'm a relatively new dad, right? I'm 44, and my son will be 4 in October. I haven't seen him since February. Um, but it's true what they say, until you have kids, you don't know shit, you know? And it's like, it's one of those things that before you have kids, you're just like, but you can't argue because you don't know. You know what I mean? Um, so just remember what you're fighting for.